Welcome to Reunite with Self podcast. I'm your host, Rukan. Here, we will be discovering and unraveling what is truly holding you back. We will put the puzzle together and give you clarity on how and what you can do to create massive shifts in your life so you start creating the life you always envisioned for yourself. No more waiting. Whether it is liberating from dysfunctional family patterns or parenting tools and tips that actually make the difference, we will be diving into the truth and core of things that are simple and yet which no one talks about. I will be sharing with you all the things that would have changed my life massively if I heard any one of these episodes. A new world is awakening, and true bliss, harmony, and peace is possible on this earth. And my mission is to bring you closer to that, one step at a time. In this safe space, I will hold your hand and give you courage and certainty that you can shift anything and everything in your life. It is time we break the pattern. Whether you want to be the parent you never had or make a shift in your life so you don't play small any longer, you will find the support and guidance in this space. My intention is for you to find your own answers within yourself while you listen to this podcast, so you feel the bliss of reuniting with your true essence, with self, with so much love and compassion and courage. From my heart to yours, let's keep it rocking. My gorgeous listener, welcome to another episode on Reunite with Self. I am so happy that you are here. So grateful. Every time I press record, I get so excited and just, it's a beautiful feeling to be able to serve you through my podcast. I am so honored. I'm so grateful, and I'm so blessed. So the previous episode, we talked about habit of procrastination and how it comes from the mother wound. Like, if someone has a high tendency of procrastination, I have seen that 90% of the time it comes from the mother wound. So I would differentiate it as this, like someone procrastinating and not taking any actual action on it. This is what I mean by the habit of procrastination. And then another person taking action and self-sabotage, I believe that mostly comes from the father wound. And I can talk about that on another episode. But today I want to talk about if you are someone who has a high tendency of procrastination, which means you might realize the small things more maybe, but I am also talking about the big moves, the big endings and beginnings that you must do in your life, and you're just postponing it. And there is like so much delay in your happiness and fulfillment and for you to start your journey because of this. So let's get into it. So in the previous episode, if you have listened to it, please go back and listen to it after you listen to this for sure. I talked about what kind of a mother figure should there be for this to happen. Usually they were just examples. Your example might be very different, and please let me know if so. If you want, you can share with me on my Instagram. It's Kevela and it's in the show notes. The link is there. You can DM me with your own example of like what kind of things you procrastinate. What are those things, and what do you think is the moment that makes you not take action? Like, let it go, doubt yourself, like whatever it is. I would love to know, and you can let me know a little bit about your relationship with your mom, like what kind of character she was, the main stuff. I would be so happy to do an episode on that, or if you just want to share with me, it would be just wonderful. So if you have a habit of procrastinate. So in the big things and the small things are always big things as well. They lead to bigger things. If you have something in your mind that, you just feel drawn to doing, but you never begin that. It's always a thought. It's always maybe in a conversation. It's something that you want, but it just stays in that wanting mode or dreaming or fantasizing or, just in the moment kind of thing, or just deep down you know what the right thing is. You don't even share with others, but you don't really fully take action on it. And I would love to know what stops you in those moments. And I would love to do another episode on that too. But today I want to talk to you about like a 3-step process that I highly suggest that you do, so you break this pattern. So you break the pattern. To break the pattern of procrastinating, you need to understand the reason, the core, deep reason why you give up on a decision, why you don't take action. It's very crucial because life is about taking lots of action. Life is about doing many different things at the same time and, see what sticks, see what works. Life is about a lot of failing, a lot of falling, a lot of maybe things that, that you think is not right for you, but the time is never wasted. It's experience, and it's very precious. And it's what life is all about. And like one other note, when you take the action that you promised to yourself, that you made the decision about, that you thought you made the decision about, when you take the action, the feeling that it gives you itself, like what that gives you itself by itself, is very precious and very important for your life, for your, self-worth, confidence, all the things. So the 3 things that I suggest you start applying for sure is, like I said, it comes from the mother wound. So it's facing the truth. So having some kind of clarity on what was going on with your mom when you were a child, a young toddler, a teenager, a young adult, and over the years. What was the relationship like? What was her patterns? What was she doing? So facing it is the first one. And then the second one is feeling the emotions that you maybe avoided or did not really fully feel at the time, and owning those emotions. So having any kind of somatic experience, you can even apply that on yourself. I think we always need guidance and some kind of support along our journey in different ways at different times. And especially at the beginning, it would be a very good idea to have support through whatever you feel is good for you, but having not just like talk therapy, but for sure, because talk therapy doesn't heal it. I think talk therapy can be an accessory in your life, but it's not a core thing that will heal you. Whatever it is, like when you talk about it, there should be a component that you work through the body with the nervous system. So feeling it and owning those emotions, so you are not minimizing your mom's patterns anymore. You are not minimizing the emotions it caused you, and it still does cause you. You don't minimize any of that. You don't neglect your emotions, because that's what she wanted. That's what she was doing, most probably. She was not able to handle your emotions, and maybe there was some kind of narcissism, and there was an intention behind why she was doing all of that. So it's like very ironic what she was saying and what she was causing. So she was maybe saying with the air quotes like good intentions for your good, so that you would succeed in that area of your life or get great results on that area of your life, or have good results in your life in that area. But what she was doing was the thing that was causing you not to have those results. So facing it is the first step. The second step is feeling those emotions now. So having somatic experiences where you go back to those experiences now, so you don't abandon yourself. She can abandon you all her life emotionally, but you don't have to anymore. And you can be the mother and the father to yourself now, to that like inner child, whatever ages, working all like through all of them, and just step by step. You don't have to it's not like a race. It's not like, of course, obviously you know this, but I just wanted to say this, like you don't have to heal everything about your life in order to start fully realizing yourself, like self-actualizing yourself. That's not necessary. That's not the goal. We're going to work on ourselves through the whole journey. And the third step is very important during this whole process. Very, very important, because what you're exposed to makes the whole difference for you, because we are humans, is liberation. And what I mean by liberation is, depending on the situation, really having very healthy boundaries, and also, if you don't feel like it, not seeing them for a while, and playing the gray rock, not taking any attention on yourself, not make it seem as if you made that decision. So, we don't want their attention to be grabbed towards you, so they don't do anything else to abuse you, sabotage you, and with the subtitles, with the tiniest gestures. We don't want that. We don't want them to think that you made a big decision, that you're going to change your life completely. That's what they don't want subconsciously. And I'm sorry to say this. This is the energy of narcissism. So it has nothing to do with how much they love you or whatever. Nothing. How a narcissist loves is very different from how an empathic, compassionate person loves. It's like completely different universes. So liberation is a very important part, because during this whole process, and when you start taking those actions, when you start your self-actualization journey, when things start changing, like when you start living your life differently, it doesn't even need to be that you see the results yet in 3D. You're just in the journey now. You're applying very different things in your life. Your daily life is completely different from the moment you wake up until you go to bed. Your life is different. What you expose yourself to, what kind of practices you do, how you spend your time, how you actually use your time to your benefit. Completely different. And then your emotions, the home emotions that you have, starts changing and shifting in time. But it's like the process is about healing the nervous system. So you should not be exposed to any kind of narcissism. So like, very important thing here, they should not know that you are not good with them, that you made that decision, that you are making decisions to like change your life or blah, blah, blah. Nothing. There is like millions of ways that you can go with this. But an example would be, you want to see them, you want to make the plans. It's not that you're trying to avoid them. It looks as if something comes up, you wanted to see them, but it's just something out of your hands and you don't make a big deal about it. You're just like cool with it and you're just busy. But it's not because you made a decision, okay? This is very important. And you're just going for that. But this is only one example. There can be 100 different ways, 1,000,000 different ways that you can go with this. And you would know what to do in your own story. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your intuition and just do it. I just saw a post before I started recording, and it just reminded me of this. It was saying, it was just like text on the post. It said like, start now, start over, start late, start now. Like the amount of, like when we postpone something, or when we postponed it for maybe years and now we made the decision to make a shift, and maybe even that is delaying a little bit, the amount of anger we might to ourselves, or how we beat ourselves up, it's just delays it even more. So instead of thinking, oh, I lost so much time on this, I lost so many years on this, I lost whatever on this, I could have had done this or had this by now, I lost so much money on this, or whatever it is. Instead of like beating ourselves over it, just start now, because the story had to be that way for your journey to be even that incredible. Like what I mean is that the longer that you wasted, like whatever that caused, that narcissism, that wound, whatever it caused in your life, the bigger it is, the stronger you will be, the more devoted and committed you will be to your own journey now, because you know what you have lost in the past up until now. So you were like, no more. Not one more minute. I'm not going to tolerate this one more minute. So your standards are so different, and you're committed to that standard. So you don't fall back to the traps of, in the name of love stuff. You believe in your heart. You might feel guilt. Things might come up, but you just put your heart, like hand in your heart, and you just know, like, I'm on my path. I'm not giving up this time. I know what would happen if I do, go for that meal, or see them right now, or share anything about my life right now, or whatever it is. You just know you're on your path, and you know that you believe in the love in your heart. So you keep applying the things that you need to apply right now, and then maybe months later, years later, whatever later, things will be different. You will be able to see them more, but you will be a different person. You will already be applying so many different things. You will be on a different level. So it will be very different then. But at the beginning of the journey, I know a lot of fulfilled, successful people that have, really built amazing families, businesses, whatever. They're really living their truth now. Is they have applied this at the beginning of the journey, but we never hear them share it like this. It's always like a small part of the story. But if you dig deep, you will see for maybe the first 2 years of the journey, they were not seeing their family, and they had very clear, healthy boundaries, non-negotiable. So I'm really interested in this. So facing it, and then owning and feeling the emotions, like working on the past as well. And for whatever you feel right now, you work on that. You don't neglect that. Or you don't bypass it with, whatever positivity you have for your future. You have positivity 100% for your future, but you own that. So you use that as leverage for your journey now. So you don't forget what the fuck happened. Excuse my French. And then liberation, not then, through all of this. Liberation is very, very important. Not sharing anything that you desire, that you want to create, that you want to begin, that you want to end, that you want to change or shift, that you want to apply in your life, anything big or small, not sharing that, playing the gray rock. You know what a gray rock is, and it's easy to play that, and it's fine. You can do it. It's not going to take attention. Like, it's easy actually to be the gray rock. If you don't share the things that you're excited about right now. And that's it. I love you so much. I was thinking I could do another episode around this again. if you have, the procrastination habits, maybe once you start applying all of this, so you have total clarity on what stopped you until now, coming from your family, and then we can go to the more practical, like moment to moment stuff, what you would do if you were to take action, if you have any decision, just so that you're truly in the flow and that things start coming at you, like great things start coming at you, just because you are fully in your authentic energy now, because things will start coming and wonderful, magical things and people will start coming into your life just because now you're in the total flow. Because life and universe, it's like a dance. I feel that when you are actually in the flow and you are doing what you're supposed to do in that moment, you are not resisting, you are not in the mind, you are not in the logic, you are not pushing or resisting anything. You're just doing from the heart, courageous, like things from your, not from your comfort zone, but out of your comfort zone. Taking those courageous actions, life starts bringing you whatever you need in the exact right moment, better than you can ever imagine. I think life is like this. Like I am sure that you realize sometimes these magical moments, you're like, oh my God, this is the exact thing that I wanted. And it came at the exact time at my feet. I didn't even do anything about it because I was taking action on the thing that I was supposed to just before that. I was not resisting it. I was following my heart. I was taking courageous action. I was out of my comfort zone. It did not seem normal. It did not seem whatever, but I just did it. I was scared, but I was doing it. I was just like, going up to that person and saying that thing and talking to that person, whatever it is. And then things starts coming at you that are meant to come at your step, like at your feet. And then you start to make your life even grander, because things like grace will meet you. Universe will meet you when you take those steps, when you are in that, like life in universe is like a dance, and all this law attraction and all of that stuff, it's really, I believe, truly about like just being in that dance, because things come at you. You don't have to work so hard to get the next thing. You are just doing everything that is possible in the moment. And then the rest is really taken care of. You are only doing what you're supposed to do in the moment, giving 100% of yourself. I think that's the dance of life. I love you so much. So I hope to see you shine the brightest, you compassionate, empathic, soulful, highly sensitive soul being. I hope to see you shine your brightest, and may you experience every day the magic of that sacred dance of life and universe. I will see you next week. My gorgeous listener, if you had any takeaways from this episode or from this podcast in general, I would love to know. Please share this episode with a few loved ones right now. You never know how they can benefit from something so small. And please take a screenshot of this episode and share on IG, tagging me at Khewella. That is Khewella. Khewella. That is my goddess wear brand, my Instagram page. I would love to know what your takeaway was, or something you found inspirational, or a confirmation you believe in as well. That would make my day. And you can always DM me if you have a topic or a certain question in mind that you want me to talk about. And give me a 5-star rating if you feel like it. That would help this podcast immensely to get the word out. I love you. See you on the next one. I want to see you shine your brightest.